slow and like pretty tricks, maybe a few like spicy tricks as well.
I quite like some of the traditional, more like sensual movements and stuff.
I definitely quite like the more dramatic style. Floaty, quite trying to show off my flexibility a lot. Very kicky, and hopefully sexy.
Make everybody happy, but I look in the mirror, wonder who's the
What drew me to pole dance society? I think I was just mostly kind of drawn to go out of curiosity, because it's not something you encounter sort of on an everyday, basis and that. I came to the Freshers' Fair, sort of planning to go and look at societies related to my course and whatever, and then I saw that there was a pole dance society. I was like, okay.
There was a taster session near the end of first year, and we had been isolated for most of the year because it was a COVID year, and we all just wanted to try something new, try something fun, and it was free.
It's kind of like a taboo thing to go into pole dancing, and I thought it'd be quite funny to like do it.
What about heels? Again, that originates from strippers. I personally do it because it's fun, and it's very empowering.
I wear heels because it's an added confidence. It makes me feel really good. It also helps with ankle strengthening. Looks nice.
Usually there's not a lot of clothes worn during pole dance because, well, first of all, it comes from strippers, and that's quite self-evident with that. But then also you need the skin exposure to be able to stick to the pole. There's definitely a mix in how public view the pole dancing. You get like quite a few studios like whitewashing poles, so it's the sort of, so we actually changed our name from Pole Fitness Society to just Pole Society, because pole fitness is a whitewash term. It kind of erases and ignores the roots of pole. Like without strippers, we wouldn't be able to do this today, we wouldn't be able to enjoy it. And people don't realise how much hard work it is for people that work in the clubs and stuff. Like they're there for 8 to 12 hours a night in like heels and everything, doing all sorts, and working really hard, and unfortunately sometimes in possibly not great conditions. Particularly the older generation, when you say to them like, oh, I do pole dance as like a hobby or whatever, they go, okay. And then you can see that they're kind of like trying to put two and two together, and they're also judging. They're like, oh, well, I wouldn't peg you as being that type of person. My family, I think they're quite supportive, like quietly supportive.
My mum really quite likes it. I thought, when I first told her, she was quite apprehensive and quite scared, but she's now like grown to love it and finds it really interesting. She thinks I look really, really strong in the poses.
At first they were intrigued, but like they were pretty supportive. I think they thought that it wasn't going to stick around.
I mean, my granny, bless her, she got me a mug that says, "Trust me, I'm a pole dancer" on it.
My grandparents are a little bit more, not ashamed, but a little bit more, think it's a bit more taboo.
I'm in quite a lucky position because unfortunately not everyone is in such a position that they can be open about things that they enjoy doing pole and stuff.
I think my brothers just find it quite funny. They're like, oh, she's gone to uni and now she's pole dancing, but that's their opinions, and ultimately the only opinions that matter are the ones that I also think are true.
We're getting spicy. Okay. So I came to terms with my asexuality 4 or 5 years ago now.
Like, I am asexual, so I'm not really interested in anything sexual, but I love being able to move my body in a way that feels good for me and is not for anyone else.
I guess like pole is a way for me to be able to express myself and enjoy sort of, being in my body and everything, but it's like I always say to other people, it's kind of like you can look but you can't touch.
It's all about like my comfort rather than showing off my body to other people.
No, it's a really like nice way to just kind of release and like feel sexy for myself and not for other people. It's important to feel comfortable in your own skin. There's so much to unpack with sort of female objectification in the media. Like everything from toxic diet culture, body image, like there's so much going on. It just becomes more and more and more and ends up sort of, reinforcing like rape culture and stuff as well, just the objectification of women. Like women and like people who identify as women are beautiful people, and they just need to own that and feel comfortable in themselves.
And there is very much a stigma when you tell people you're pole dancing. It's like, oh, be careful. Like, people know that is what the patriarchy is like, and it's almost like a protection thing, but it's also, we need to understand that it is not our fault. It is the whole idea of patriarchy and male gaze on women that is the issue.
Pole dance is for all genders as well, like male, female, non-binary, whatever. It is for everyone, to feel as awesome as they can in their own skin.
Ultimately, I think because it is so ingrained in society, I think it's just, sadly enough, just stripping everything back and just understanding that we are people and that not everything has to be sexualized. The whole point of free the nipple is to not sexualize women and just realize that freeing the nipple and public breastfeeding, it's very much this is just a bodily function that happens. It shouldn't have to be sexualized.
As RuPaul says, you ain't gonna love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love anyone else?